The Walden Grazing Co-op was started in 1962. It's a community organization. There's currently over 70 operations that are involved in the co-op. The Nature Conservancy and the Waldron has the same goal. We don't want to change anything here. We want this place to grow the best grass in the world, and that's what it does.
As a fourth-generation rancher and a Waldron director, my greatest priority is to protect these sacred grasslands and the wildlife habitat that we're providing here.
Grasslands are the most endangered ecosystem in Canada. The vast majority of the remaining intact grasslands are privately owned working ranches, and they exist as high-quality native grasslands because of the stewardship of those landowners for generations. The Waldron Ranch has been such a wonderful partner, and we couldn't be more thrilled that we're having the opportunity to expand their operations and bring in some really high-value conservation land under their stewardship.
The collective model of the Waldron, it's wonderful to have that knowledge passed from one generation or one shareholder to the next. Essentially, it's a model that's developing knowledge. We're just really blessed to have the Nature Conservancy supporting our vision.
Bob's Creek Ranch is another piece of the puzzle of over 40,000 hectares of connected grasslands and foothills ecosystems in this area. Biodiversity thrives in these places, and it's one of the few opportunities we have where food production and biodiversity can both mutually benefit each other.
Ranching families and land trusts such as NCCE, as well as our supporters, are trying to conserve what is left of these last big ranches of the West.
It's one of the few places remaining in Alberta where we see limber pine. There's very few places left that have healthy, sustainable populations. Bob's Creek Ranch is one of those places.
We're sitting right on Bob's Creek, and it flows into the Oldman River. It's a watershed for the whole South Saskatchewan River Basin. It's huge. It's not just a few families that are affected by what happens in this area. What we do up here affects the whole chain.
Fescue grasslands are found in the foothills of southern Alberta. There's less than 20% of it remaining. It's its own diverse, unique ecosystem that provides food and breeding territory and stopover for migratory birds, for example. It's a huge connectivity corridor for large animals like bears and deer and elk. The grasslands have one of the highest numbers of species of risk of any ecosystem in Canada. Entire species are now threatened or endangered because they've lost their home. We have one last chance to protect the very last bit of Canada's prairie grasslands.
I feel for it exactly how I would for family, and I care for it in the same fashion. Not only am I ranching for my family, we're ranching for all of your children.
These wild, wide, open spaces like Bob Creek Ranch are what we know and love about Alberta. In protecting and conserving this, future generations get to experience it like we do.